All right. Welcome to the Whiskey Cantina. I'm Jared.
I'm Ray.
And we are here for another video. Continue on this whiskey journey with all of you guys. Thank you for tuning in. And we're gonna do some. We're gonna try some pretty interesting stuff today. So
yeah, we are. We're going somewhere. I'm a little nervous to go, but I'm excited to try it. I haven't had the best experience with what we're, although it wasn't the bottles that we're trying today, but I haven't had the best experience with this label, I'll say.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the problem?
I was young.
All right, we're gonna do pretty much just a video on straight wild turkey today. There's two different bottles we're gonna try. We're gonna try the Wild Turkey Rare Breed, which is the one I'm most excited for Ray to try, and then we're gonna try the regular Wild Turkey 101. I think 101's the one you probably tried when you were a little younger.
It could be because I remember lighting my mouth on fire and hating it for everything that it was. But I'm excited to go into it with much more of a, I don't want to say refined palate, but more of a refined palate than I had back then, and more of an open mind, that's for sure.
Yeah, more of a refined palate. Wild Turkey's been around forever. Very, very interesting bourbon. Kentucky straight bourbon. Distilled in Kentucky by Wild Turkey. 101 proof. They have an 81 proof. We didn't want to do the review on the 81 proof today just because, we really wanted to get in some of the more higher proof bourbons that they have. We wanted to have more tasting notes.
Yeah, sure.
Trust me, 81's good. I have no issues with it. I drank it. I drink it neat from time to time. But realistically, if you wanted to mix it with Coke and have a turkey and Coke, if you will, go for it. You know what I mean? It's good. You can put it on ice. It's good stuff.
We're still going to get that flavor with this. It's just going to be a little bit more intense, I think.
Yeah. Same mash bill, too, which is interesting.
Yeah.
One thing that me and Ray were talking about prior to the video was both the 81, the 101, and the Rare Breed, exact same mash bill. Literally, the only variations between the three is the aging process, meaning they age it a little bit longer as it goes up from 81 to 101 to 116. And then this comes out at barrel proof. So your 116.8 is your barrel proof Kentucky bourbon. Which
I think lends themselves more to a comparison than some of the other bottles out there,
True. And the interesting part is too, and I've even heard this and I've even read this, but some people will, have watered this down and turned it into 101. And vice versa for what you were saying.
Farther from 101 to the 81 proof?
81 proof, yeah. So I think we start low or high? That's going to be
I'm going to start with the 101.
Okay, 101?
Yeah.
Good choice.
And before we do anything else, we'll just get this out of the way. All right.
Be a whole lot cooler if you did.
Okay, that's it. No more Matthew McConaughey jokes, unless we drink too much.
Yeah. I'm sure there's going to be at least one more.
Probably will.
But to be completely honest, I love Matthew McConaughey, and I think he's a great person to have on your brand.
All right, I dig him too. Agree with that. I'm gonna go right into the nose on this one. It smells good. It's fragrant. Almost get like a perfumey.
I get like a vanilla, to be completely honest. Like a. You know what's weird? It's 101 proof. And I don't know if it's just me, but I'm not getting like that burn right on my nostrils.
No,
I'm not getting
none of the burn. That's why I say more of a perfumey, because I can smell the vanilla, but I almost pick up something floral.
I feel like I could just dive in it.
It smells good.
Man.
Okay. I'm going in.
Cinnamon for sure, vanilla a little bit. Fruity.
That is so vanilla forward, and I did not expect that at all. Oh, that is really good. Shit, we're gonna agree again.
It's good, man.
Mm-hmm.
And when you told me, Wild Turkey, you were apprehensive to it, I was like, really? I honestly was a little shocked. I'm not gonna lie.
It just goes to show you that when you don't have that palate for this flavor, and you taste something that intense when you're, inexperienced with it, I don't know, it's like the opposite effect.
Yeah.
And then once you know what you're looking for and how to isolate those different flavors and what you're going to get with it.
Do you get any type of, maybe rye or spices or any type of notes for that?
It's I mean, yeah, but I've tasted more in other things. I mean, obviously, but not as much rye as.
What's something you think about bourbon wise that you think about maybe like a rye taste?
Probably like Four Roses.
Really?
Yeah.
It's interesting because this is considered a high rye bourbon, and I found it interesting only because when I was looking into it, the mash bill is only 13% rye.
And I love rye, but I
don't get it either. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I get what they're saying. I guess other bourbons, some that are maybe 80% corn, have like a 10% rye. Okay, but 13% rye just seemed odd to me, and I don't get any of the spice.
You know what's different about this is I get the vanilla, I get a bit of the cinnamon. It's sweet, but there's a warmness to it, and not a spiciness, but a warmness to it that I'm kind of picking up.
Yeah.
It almost tastes warm. I don't know. It's really good though. It's solid.
I don't want to say it has a bite. I mean, I get it. 101. I mean, that's your higher end of the proof spectrum. Well, I should say we're going into 116. I guess I stuck my foot in my mouth, but
I'm really excited.
But you get what I'm saying. As far as 101, you would think the most shocking part is the burn. The fact that I'm not even getting the ethanol as I'm swallowing it on the finish.
Very little on the back end, man.
It's good.
It's really good.
It's so good. And I mean, again, you're talking what, $20 roughly?
Yeah, I picked it up for $20 on
$20, yeah. So I mean, it depends. Again, we've gone into this before. It depends. $24, $25 I've seen it for, but I mean, I've seen it as low as $18. We picked it up for $20 locally for the price, and that's why I've drank the 81 before.
Oh man,
it's just, how do you beat it? We'll do the second glass for rare breed.
Yeah, good call. I would never walk by that if I saw it at $18 or $20. If I was going in, I wasn't sure what I was going for initially. Damn, that is really good. But color me excited for this now because I can't imagine it being any better than that. Because I know we use the word a lot, but that was smooth and it was flavorful.
Damn that word.
All right.
We're supposed to be professional whiskey drinkers. We're not supposed to say smooth. That's a joke, folks.
We're supposed to do a lot of things. I'm gonna keep on doing them now.
Use the word smooth, because if it's not smooth, then what is it? That's the real question.
I poured it pretty heavy, but
now I get obviously a little bit more of the alcohol.
Yeah. I'm hit with a very similar smell, but more of the ethanol, I guess.
Yeah.
Now I'm nervous. I wasn't excited. Now I'm nervous. The color is almost identical too.
Yeah. So this is I think it's 6, 7, 8 year, and then I believe this one is, I think 8 and up to some 12 year in this blend.
Is there a reason? I mean, I guess if it's a range, that's why. But is that why they don't put the amount of years on the bottle?
Correct. Well, you got no age statement is on the actual bottle, but they do have an age statement if you were to look it up online. So for a Kentucky bourbon, if it's less than 4 years, they have to put the age statement on the bottle. If it's, well, I take that back. If it's in Kentucky and it's more than 2 but less, it has to be 2 years to be Kentucky straight bourbon.
Okay.
But if it's less than 4, they have to put it on the bottle. If it's more than 4, they can do no age statement.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, but these ones, because they are a higher year, people brag about that. It's like Scotch, you know what I mean? Like when you're taking at a 15 year versus a 10, that's a big difference. They spent more time, they put more investment from their company, therefore you get a better product at the end.
That's kind of what I was getting at. You would think maybe they put it on the bottle, but because there's a range, they technically can't. Or choose
Real quick, sorry, before you say that, I don't want to lose track of that, because if we go up to a 12 year, not only is this a higher at barrel proof, but it's aged longer up against the wood. So do we get more tasting notes maybe, even though it's the same mash bill? That's like kind of what I want to see.
I get more of the oak on the nose than I did with that one. All right. We're going in. Cheers. For me, it's almost... It's very similar.
Did you give it a minute though? It changes, right?
It does. It got sweeter as it was sitting in my mouth.
It literally changed.
Opening. I was going to start talking. And then for once in my life, I let...
shut up,
I held out for once in my life. I shut up. Wow, it's still really good though.
It's weird. 116 proof, right? You're kind of like I don't want to say scared, but again, people, I mean, the proof, again, I get it. There's bourbon drinkers out there. There's guys you guys probably watch on YouTube and maybe even yourself that, you know, they're upper echelon as far as anything sub 100 is not standard for them, and they don't really enjoy it. But, you know, we like a lot of the 90 proofs. I mean, there's some in the 80s that we enjoy. We find some different notes in some of those. I mean, I think one of our first videos was Jefferson's, which is like 82 proof, I believe. But man, you know,
it's like
don't be scared of the proof. Enjoy what it does to the bourbon.
It's like the flavors are there, but like they've been blackened. You know, there's some char to them. Yeah. It's the vanilla, but it's a burned vanilla. You know, almost like I kind of want to say marshmallow even, but you know, over a fire. Yeah. The flavors are just more intense. There's a charred quality to them. It's still really good. You know, show that to somebody who wants to taste it, who really and is okay with a little bit of the burn. I guess maybe this is more of a sipper. I don't know, man, but that is just crazy.
Master Distiller Jimmy Russell. Just so you guys know, Jimmy Russell has got his name on both bottles. He's the famous distiller that works for Wild Turkey, and he basically set up the mash bill and is the one who makes this. Now that's being said, that Russell Reserve and Russell is actually made by him, so it's another one that's kind of interesting. It has a similar mash bill to this. It gets pretty good reviews overall. I've never personally tried it. Mm-hmm. I felt like you and I had bought a bottle a while back.
It sounds so familiar.
I thought it was Russell, but I just can't quite remember if that's what it was.
That's the time we went in and we were real excited.
Yeah, we bought it.
Ended up being disappointed.
I think we ended up buying a decent bottle, but I hate to knock it if we were wrong and we don't have the right one.
We can try it again.
Yeah, we'll definitely try it again, folks.
That is just good stuff. Okay, I want to get back to what you're talking about with the high rye.
Okay.
Because even with that, I disagree. I don't get it.
I'm not lying. I don't get it. And when I even saw it on there, I was like, what does that even mean? I had to look it up to find out how much rye is in this. I was thinking like maybe 18%, right?
Yeah.
And then it's funny you mentioned Four Roses, because literally 13% rye when we looked into Four Roses, and it's 20% rye.
20%.
I think I'm willing to try.
And that shocked me too, to be honest. Yeah, let's do the Four Roses. You have trouble finding it? It's right there in front of you. You just look straight. All right. We're gonna go in. We're gonna try the Four Roses, folks, and see what we think about it. This isn't us knocking these whatsoever. We're just talking about the fact that they call it a high rye.
We're just more, I mean, I get what they mean by high rye, but literally on the bottle, on the actual tape that keeps the bottle on, it literally says high rye aged longer bourbon. So if you're going to tout that statement, and I get very little to no real rye or spice from it, I find it a little odd. And the reason we're doing this is because he mentioned Four Roses, and Four Roses comes in at around, I think it's like 18% or
18,
20.
I think 18 to 20%.
Yeah, rye. Which,
but even
okay, if I'm going to consider, or like Basil Hayden.
Yeah.
Basil Hayden's a high rye as well. There's a lot of them out there. But again, even those are like, again, 16, 17% rye.
And I would say I even taste it more in the Basil Hayden's than I do the Four Roses personally.
True.
Yeah, which might be why I like the Basil Hayden so much when I had it.
Again, Raymond likes rye. I don't dislike rye, but it's not necessarily my first choice.
Has bad taste.
Yeah.
I had a little bit of extra water in here, so just keep that. Oh man, oh the sweetness.
I don't know if my palate's like burned out from the Wild Turkey, but I'm not necessarily getting.
This one had to have burned out our palate.
Yeah, I'm not getting a ton of rye out of this one either.
It's just flat almost to me right now. And to be honest, it's a little flat.
You know what's funny is it's funny what you mean by this is usually kind of strong and a little, I don't want to say overpowering, but compared to other bourbons, it's definitely an overpowering one. Mm-hmm. And yeah, this drowned it out completely.
It totally did. Because I don't want to sound like an ass, but this almost tastes like JB to me right now. Just drinking it after drinking those other ones, man. The flavor's missing. I would like to add just a little bit of water to this one, if you're okay with doing that before we finish this video out. Because I want to see where that takes this. I'm excited for this. I really want to see how it opens it up. We're not going to add enough water to where it just
turns it into 101.
Turns it into 101. But, the burn is a lot more intense than the 101. I want to see if it opens up the flavors a little bit more.
I'm going to have to take a nap after this video.
Yeah, I know. I've heard the opposite, that watering these down doesn't complement them. But we're not going to know until we try ourselves.
I think it's just, like we talked about, I mean, realistically, it kind of could turn it into something less than what it already is.
I'm going to go real light on the water, a little heavier than I wanted to. But I'm going to give it a shot. Literally. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
That's the burn on the nose. It doesn't do anything for it to me. It brings it more to this, but I think these are two different monsters.
Takes away from it. Yeah, I mean,
these both taste great on their own, but they're two different monsters.
It's interesting too. We talked about the age, and did that do something? I think it definitely does something.
It absolutely does.
I think that's a big difference as far as a couple more years to it. Yeah. The barrel proof makes a big difference. Again, don't be scared of the 116 because it is good.
But know your audience too. If your audience is okay with a little bit more of the burn, give them the 116. It's going to knock it out of the park. But, if they're a little bit more timid, go with this. It's still great. Delicious.
Yeah. I think it's something cool to have in your cabinet. It's something cool to try and bring out with friends.
This is fun.
It's good.
Yeah, I like this.
Well, it's so funny seeing 58.4% ABV.
I lost track. I'm going to stop now. I mixed one of these, and I don't know which one is which anymore, so I'm not going to touch them.
All right, folks.
All right. You mean...
All right. We appreciate you guys hanging on with this video. We really appreciate you guys joining us for our whiskey journey. Yeah. Honestly, I mean, we're new into this whiskey journey. And I'm learning a lot. I'm not only learning a lot. I'm finding out a lot of different things about my own palate, my own taste, things I like.
It's a lot more open than I thought it was going to be. I thought we were both going to be a lot more narrow-minded than we have been.
Yeah, true.
Which is good. Which is awesome, actually. I think so. Remember, guys, drink safe, drink smart. We'll be back next week.
Yeah. Join us again. Thank you, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. Interesting, huh?
That was a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Dude, that shit's good, man.
Shit is
when you told me that, I was like, are you out of your effing mind?
I honestly think I just had the 86.
And now what's funny is I used to hang out with a buddy of mine, and his uncle used to drink this like crazy. I was like, what kind of psychopath is drinking 101 all the time?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, he's a smart man.
Well, that was the thing. The dude that I used to drink Wild Turkey with, it was kind of hard. We'd go over there and he would just bring it out and we'd take shots.
But you're taking shots too.
Yeah, we're taking shots and barely 21.
Plus, I think, you do light that on fire, right? You can, I think?
Yeah, no, I did.